whenever you are building web pages and you have text, you may also have headings. A heading can be for the entire page or for just a paragraph or for multiple paragraphs, as you'll see in a couple of minutes. Now the H1, this is my big heading, is the current heading of this page. Let's take a look first and see how it actually looks within the code and in the page. Now this special tag, it's called H1, and it's the most important. Why? Because there are six of them. There are H1 to H6, with the H1 being the most important heading and the H6 being the least important heading. Now the tags itself, the element H, it's composed of one starting tag, as you can see here, and one ending tag. Now all of the six elements have this composition: start tag, end tag, content. So we have from H1 to H6 the same thing. Now let's save this page. Let's go back to the browser and refresh. As you can see, we have all of those six from H1 to H6, with the H1 being the most important. Therefore, it's also the biggest, as you can see. And H6 is the least important and is the smallest. Now, let's see how we can use this in terms of importance within a page. So I'll go back here. Let's say part 1 home. I'll explain the concept within a second. Say this is chapter 1. Okay, save, go back and refresh. Okay, let's say you're building a website, and the website will contain pages for a book. So obviously a book has chapters, and every chapter has multiple parts. Okay, so in terms of this, you just need to make the chapter the obvious biggest heading possible, because the chapter will contain smaller headings like part 1 going home. Okay, so if we go back to our code, we can see that we've used H1 to define the chapter, and H2, which is less important than the H1, which is the most important, and we define the part 1, but we might just as well define the second part. Okay, part 2, on home, going further. Okay, save, go back and refresh. And now we have one chapter defined by H1 and two parts from the same chapter defined by H2. So you can see you can use the headings in such a way that you can give importance to the text within the content of the page. You can have even small subtitles. We can do it like this: H3, I don't know, subpart 1, H3. Just place the text. We save and go back and refresh. You can see the H3 is even smaller than the part 2. So in this way you can see how the headings are playing an important part within the content separation in a web page. If you use it correctly, I'm sure it will serve you well. Now, another thing that we have to take into consideration is the way that the heading will behave without any kind of formatting. As you can see here, once we encapsulated the text chapter 1 within the element H1, you can see that automatically the text that was actually following it, it broke apart and moved at least one row below. So we didn't need any kind of break tag to generate a breaking point. Now even if I take this out, let's just take the paragraph style out, so you can see exactly what's going on there. We refresh the page and nothing changed. This is because the H element, it behaves a little like the paragraph element. It's inserting a breaking point and an empty row just above and under the element itself. This behavior applies to all of the 6 H elements from H2 to H6. Now this covers pretty much everything about the headings at this point. Just remember, whenever you're using the heading, you should know that there are headings, the H1 from H6, with the H1 being the most important and the H6 being the least important, and the H element is composed of one starting tag, H1, and one ending tag, H1, and goes the same for the H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6.